everyone, welcome back to Boston Ramesh channel. This is day 27 of our ServiceNow developer certification preparation series. I hope you are liking these videos, and today's focus is on events and email notifications, which is essential for um, automating communication and alerts in ServiceNow. In this particular episode, I will show you how to set up email notifications, configure event triggers, and test their functionality. Uh, If you are working in a personal developer instance, which does not support sending or receiving emails, but you can still can understand how to uh, configure these notifications to answer the questions that come up in the developer certification. So this will be just a show and tell walkthrough. I don't really have a deep dive kind of a labs that I could do because this is not something that I can do in the personal developer instance, but it will definitely help you visualize and understand these important concepts. So let's get started. Okay, let's get started. This is a mirror diagram I put together to go through some of the important areas of the events and the event responses, configuring the emails to respond to these events. So in the event responses, let's see what happens when we have a particular event that happens in the ServiceNow. Say, for example, an incident is created. So if an incident is created, then it will be assigned to a specific assignment group. And then probably the next step is going to be assigned to a specific user who is going to be responding to that incident as part of that assignment group. So the outbound email that goes to when this will happen, say, for example, record inserted or updated. In this case, for example, incident is created or updated. And then the incident table will send a notification. That is pretty much that we see in any ITSM specific implementation. Pretty normal, pretty standard. And there may be other situations. There may be a event that can be fired. For example, a user is created, and then the user creation activity is considered as an event. Then a welcome email has to go to the user to fill up specific details and then change the password for the first time when the user logs in. So that is probably an event. And then the event goes into the event queue, and then event queue will prioritize that event email notification, and then it will send the notification. And then obviously when we are looking at these notifications or emails, then something has to trigger. So in our case, record inserted or updated is a trigger, or event is fired, that is a trigger. To fire an event, there must be a trigger. The trigger could be part of a workflow. Now let's go look at notification configuration components. Then we need to know if we are sending an email, what to send, when to send, and then to whom it should be sent. These are the three important areas. So in the context of what to send, it can be a static or dynamic content. That means the subject is basically a template subject, and then the body can be a static content, or it can be a mix of dynamic and static content. And in setting up these what to send, the content or subject or body of the email, then we have options to configure, and the content can be an email template. Let's pull this out here. And then this email template will have static content or dynamic content with reference fields. And then there can be notification variables. We'll see that when we open that particular page in the ServiceNow. Or it could be SMS notification. Instead of sending an email, the ServiceNow can send a text message. Now the next one is when to send. So this is where we are talking about what should trigger, what event should send these notifications. So it can be a criteria. There can be a specific filter that will check of an event. And then what is a priority? It all depends upon the weight of a particular email type or event type. So 0 weight is always sent. The highest non-zero items are sent first and others scripted. For example, if you have 200, 300, and 500, then the weight of 500 is always sent, which is a non-zero item, but 0 is always sent. To whom it should be sent? This is where you're talking about who will receive these notifications. It could be a single user or groups or users, multiple users can receive a notification. It could be dynamic users or groups. Basically, if the condition is to find all the users who meet a particular criteria, like who owns a notification, an incident, then everybody receive that notification. And then recipients can be outside of ServiceNow user base and subscribable. Now let's look at how to test these notifications. Basically, you can review, you can preview what is the email should look like. As I said, in the personal developer instance, I don't think we can send notifications or receive notifications. We could do in a completely different way. Like you can definitely test it inside the ServiceNow just to replicate the email that came into the inbox. But I think I'm not going to do that today because that's a separate topic on altogether. So we will look into these three specific areas in this session today. Where to enable outbound emails, sending email using your own SMTP server. That is definitely not something that I'm going to do, but I can show you where these properties are. Then how to send emails from PDI using Gmail accounts. I will provide a link to a community post where they have somebody gave a solution to use the Gmail accounts to send these notifications. So we'll look into that. But for now, that's about what we see from a high level perspective, what these notifications are. Let's look at the email properties and how to create email accounts. So I'm going to go and just search for email properties. It's under system properties, click on the email properties. Here we have outbound email configuration and inbound email configuration. So if you wanted to enable the sending capability, the email sending capability, you have to just make it select S, and then at the same time, if you want to receive emails into the ServiceNow instance, it's going to be email receiving enabled yes. Here I have given the instance email address here. However, it won't work because I tested it and ServiceNow disabled any emails coming to the instance or going out the same matter. But if you want to just look at how to do this by using external email server, you can use Gmail. So that is about the email properties. Now let's look at how to create email accounts. So email accounts, I have created 2 email accounts when I was testing for Gmail, but that's not what I'm going to do today. But to create a new email account for your testing purposes, this is how you do that. You create a new email account. You give a username and password, and the connection security could be SSL or TLS. Then the type of the server could be POP3 or SMTP. Gmail works with SMTP as well as POP3. And from a server perspective, it would be Gmail's SMTP server. And then if you want to keep it account active, you got to select this one. And then that's how you create an email account. Now I would like to show you the how to set up email notifications. Here we are going to go and look for a system notification, and then underneath you will see email and push and the provider. Under the email, you see notifications, notification email scripts. There are a bunch of scripts that are available, and then notification categories, templates. You have templates that can be created to use in setting up notifications, notification filters, email access restriction. And then from a push perspective, these are text messages. And then we have providers like logs, notifications, and destination types. So let's go ahead and look at the notifications. How do you actually want to do the notifications? By looking at this table right here, this notifications table contains the name of the notification and on which table this notification is configured, what type of notification this is. Is this going to be a visual task board or SLA, service level agreement, and all that? And then we have if there is an email template used on this notification, it will be listed here, and what are the conditions and which group it is going to be, and all that. But first, let's look at something that we commonly know about which event, like on the incident. Let's say if you wanted to look at something pretty common in day-to-day life for any ServiceNow user, the incident is resolved. When we open this one, so this is basically where you set up. You see an email notification is completely configured. It's a single page. You see everything. That is how it's been configured. What will happen when an event is triggered? So in this case, the notification is incident resolved, and this is configured on the table incident. And the category is IT service management, and the type of the notification is going to be email, and it's in the active state. And these are the most important things for email notification configuration: when to send, who will receive, and what it will contain. If you are taking the developer certification, this is very important. There will be a question on this, like what are the three items that you need to know when you are configuring a email notification. So when to send. When to send is basically you are defining a criteria. In this case, it is going to be record inserted or updated. That is what it's all about, because it's when the incident is resolved. In this case, it is going to be an update. And then wait is 0. As we discussed in the beginning of this video, that wait 0 is always sent. There is no question about it. And it is updated whenever there is an update, it will send out. And the condition is going to be incident state changes to resolved, and then universal request is empty. And this is advanced condition. I don't think there is much to learn here. But let's go back and look at who will receive. The receiver is going to be caller. This is dynamically pulled by whoever is the caller, whoever is the person opened the incident. That user will get this notification and then send to event creator. And then what it will contain. This is basically the content of the email. And here you see it is HTML only. You could select HTML and plain text or plain text only, depends upon the situation. And here we see a template is used, employee notification template. That means it will have the graphics and all that that are set up in such a way that it looks, the look and feel is aligned with the specific company's email format. And then we have subject was resolved. So if you see task effective number, that is basically coming from here, the fields. So you can select all the whatever that is needed. These properties are dynamically pulled. In this case, it's going to be task underscore effective underscore number was resolved. And then this is a static text, but if you see there are email scripts, these email scripts are bringing all the dynamic values in here whenever it is executed. So let's look at the preview notification. This is how it looks like when it's going to send out. So the subject is going to be the incident was resolved. That is the dynamic. This is the dynamic value. And this is the dynamic value. The username and the incident is a dynamic value. And this link is formatted based on the email script that is making all the dynamic nature of the link creation process. And the view incident is again the link to the original incident that was created. So that is how it looks like. And if you want to go back and look at, if you want to create a new one, so the new is basically an empty slate that you start creating whatever the table is that you want, and what is the category, so on and so forth. So I want to show you something that is related to incident creation process, and then how the emails are going to send out. Even though it's not going to send out, but at least we can see the inbox and outbox. So I'm going to impersonate the Fred Luddy. If you don't know, Fred Luddy is the founder of the ServiceNow company. All right, so let's go to incidents, new, and then I'm going to just say this is a test incident to test the email functionality. All right. So as you may probably see this, you probably know, whenever a user is trying to create an incident, if that incident, the nature of the incident is already resolved in a different scenario by a different user, the user will be given a chance to look at these knowledge articles. So these are self-service knowledge articles. So if any one of these knowledge articles can help resolve the issue that user is trying to get the help for, so there is no need to create an incident. But that is kind of related search results. So I'm going to submit and create an incident here. Now, Fred has created an incident. So these are the incidents that Fred has created, right? So now we want to go and look at what happened when this incident is created, because there is a email notification setup that is already there in the system. So what it does is whenever there is a new email is created, whenever there is a new incident is created, an email will go back to the user, whoever is creating the incident, saying that, hey, we got your incident, we're working on it. So I'm back to system administrator. I entered the impersonation of the Fred Luddy, and I wanted to look at inbox. So the inbox is basically all the emails of the instance are registered. So if you look at, there is a new incident created. The recipients, basically this is what we said, that to send the emails, but again, that's really not going to go anything. This is a new incident number. And if you look at the preview, so this is what happened. So this is the dynamically created email with all the information for that incident. And this is the template. That is the look and feel is of the employee template. And you can see the format is coming from the template and the notification configuration. In the same way, inbox, you can see the outbox. So outbox is basically looking at the same thing, but it's in the outbox. That's the same thing. Okay. And then let's go back to the logs, system logs. So there are emails. So if you look at this one right there, so we just wanted to see if the notification was sent out or not, right? So this is basically saying that the email activity is registered here. To look at if somebody is saying that the emails are not going out, this is probably a place you go and test it. It's called system logs, email logs. Okay. So that's all we need to know about this. And that is a wrap for day 27. Today, we explored how to configure events and email notifications in ServiceNow, covering outbound email setup, notification triggers, customization, and testing using logs. Even without email delivery in a PDI, you can configure and validate notifications to prepare for production environments. Thank you for following along in this episode of the ServiceNow Developer Certification Preparation Series. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much.